Hi, and welcome to today's Wellness Wednesday. Our flower essence this week is Beech, and it came up under inner child. And so, what Beech helps us with is Beech deals with someone who's overcritical, who's really judgmental, who is hypersensitive, expects perfection from others. And what Beech helps us with is because a lot of times when we are very judgmental of others, it's because it's coming from our inner judgment. And so Beech helps us by softening ourselves to that hypercritical, to that, I guess, self judgment and self criticism and self blame, allowing us to be a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more open so that we're not so judgmental on others. And I talk about this quite often about how our outer world reflects our inner world. So, someone who, if you're thinking of someone that you know who's really critical, who likes to pick things apart, who likes to judge everything, chances are that they, and because you're noticing that you too, have a lot of judgments on yourself and are criticizing yourself a lot and have that. Really, I guess, low self worth, I guess it comes from, or really high standards for yourself that you can never measure up to. And so, Beach really, like I said, helps to soften us, helps us to open to our higher self, to our spiritual powers, and our divine power, I guess, and helps us to accept the unconditional love from spirit so that we can start to see ourselves from that light and start to see that in other people. So again, our outer world reflects our inner world. When we stop being so judgmental on ourselves, we stop being so judgmental on other people. We start to see them as the beautiful beings that they are. We start to see them as the light inside rather than all the things that we're being hypercritical about. And when we do that, it's also because we've started to see that in ourselves and we're judging ourselves less. So Beech is a beautiful flower essence that helps us to accept ourselves and accept others and accept those imperfections in both ourselves and others. It helps us to be tolerant and it helps us to kind of heal those wounds. It talks about how Beech, a lot of times this comes from childhood, from being raised in an overly strict family or an overly critical family where you had to get things right, you had to get things perfect, you had to be dressed perfectly, whatever that kind of maybe looked like for you. And so that's where a lot of that self judgment, self criticism comes from. And if you are thinking of someone right now and going, oh, they could definitely use this flower essence, take a minute and think about it. Because again, if you're noticing it in someone else, then chances are it's coming from within. So that means that you're being hypercritical on yourself. You're trying to be perfect. You're trying to make sure that everything is, and you judge yourself, I guess, on every little bit. So take a minute, sit with that, and see if you are someone who could use Beech. And if you do, then you can always ask the flower essence to come in and assist you. If you want to know how to bring it in exactly, then you can DM me and I can explain it to you. Or you can you can add to my email list because I send this out every Wednesday with instructions on how to bring it in. Um, and as always, if you're interested in a personalized reading, then you can DM me or reach out to me. The personal healing sessions are to help you move through blocks, to help you move through some of this, like this connecting to your inner child and letting the judgments go. So I wish you all well. Have a great day.